Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of The Conversation with Stevie. I am Dr. Stevie Aisha Mills, and I help my clients to make sure they use their knowledge and expertise to make money online. And today, we also get to hear from an amazing woman who is on this world to do some creative things. Y'all, when I tell you about creativity, listen up. You are going to meet somebody who is ultra creative. And so I want to tell you that this is the place where we uncover the why behind what people do. And without any further ado, I want to welcome my guest, Imani. Hi, Imani. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks, Stevie.
You are so welcome. So please do go ahead and introduce yourself to everyone.
Hello, world. My name is Imani K Brown. I am an avant-garde tattoo specialist and brand strategist. What I do in tattoo is I actually help people turn their trauma into triumph and make beautiful pictures that they can live with for the rest of their life, so they reframe their vision of themselves, literally from the inside out through tattoo. And I do the same thing as a brand strategist, so taking your trauma, turning it into a dope brand, and being able to get you to show up for yourself first and foremost. That's always my goal. So my name is Imani K Brown, and that's what I do. Happy to be here.
Yes, honey. And listen, if you all have not known this young lady, I've been able to really connect with her on so many different levels, and I've seen the beautifulness in person. And I just want to know, have you always been this person who is unapologetically unafraid to show up how you are, or did that become something you had to develop into?
So it's actually twofold. I have a quote that I say often, which is, I don't care enough. And honestly, the way I showed up before, I really didn't care enough. So I've always been unapologetic, but not necessarily in more of a positive space, if that makes sense. Like, it's just like, the first, I guess, in more of like the darker spots of my life, it was like, I don't care enough. So you're just going to get what you're going to get. I have a job to do, so forget the BS. I'm just, I don't care enough. So it is what it is. You could judge me, whatever. And then growing into my better self, the better version of myself, a healthier version of myself, I took that I don't care enough with me and coupled it with something that my grandma always taught me, which was anybody's opinion of you is not your business. So I kind of coupled those things to actually create more of like a boundary for myself, so that way I don't go out chasing the things that I actually shouldn't care enough about, so that I can live my best and show up as my best unapologetic self, not comparing myself and stuff. So it's kind of like a twofold kind of coin to that. I've always had that I don't care enough kind of attitude, but it comes from a darker space. And then as I grow into a healthier person, then I kind of flipped it into something like, look, I don't care enough. I don't care about what you think about me. My grandmama told me that that's not even my business. So I don't care, and just go on and keep trying to do my very best. That's really all I could do. So that's where it comes from.
I love it. Thank you so much for explaining that, because it takes a special type of person to be able to really take what can be dark and turn into light, right? And I think that you've done an amazing part of that. And so let's talk about the tattooing, because I think that's cool. I don't have any tattoos at all, because I have a very low tolerance for pain. However, I do love to see them on people. I love the visual expression. I love the part of where you get to see just people's ideas come to life. I love the just the expression of it. I know my boyfriend recently got one on his hand that was a drawing that his son did years ago when he was a child. Now his son is grown. And so, those type of things. My sister had her grandmothers tattooed their names on their backs because they passed away now. So, I've been able to see it, girl, and I love it. But how did you get inside of that world?
So, again, twofold, turn dark things into light. I'm a cutter, So I'm a self-harmer. I come from that world. I can't say, like, I'm delivered from it or, it's not a part of me. That would be lying to myself. It's very much still a part of me, and if the wrong thing triggers, things trigger. So at some point, when I was in college cutting and it was during my heaviest time, the conversation of tattoos came up. And it was kind of like I was meant to be in that conversation. And at some point, like, it was like a click. Like, my mindset literally just was like, well, if you're going to cut, you might as well make something pretty out of it. And I started saving and started, like, I had journals from where I doodled because, you're already planning to be, not a degenerate, but to pretty much, like, live life on the edge when you go to college. There are no parents. So I was already planning to get a tattoo because my mom didn't want me to get a tattoo. So what do? You go do the things your parents don't want you to do in the first place. Oh, I had journals of where I doodled a bunch of tattoos. And then eventually it was literally one of those things, like, I was meant to be in that conversation, and it clicked, and it was like, why don't you just save, choose something one day, and the next, like, I challenged myself mentally. It was like a voice spoke to me and was like, I challenge you that next time you want to cut, take that money that you save, choose one of your designs, and go get a tattoo. And that's what I did. In fact, my first tattoo is actually an homage to my brother, who was a part of my brand story, which is really, really interesting. So the first time I wanted to cut, and I had that mindset shift, I went and I got a tattoo. And eventually I started using that as a habit to keep myself from cutting. So I already started that whole idea of reframing what cutting looks like. Make it into something beautiful, make it into something you can live with for the rest of your life. And then eventually come home, I'm doing the same thing. A white guy, I asked him if he would teach me how to tattoo. I didn't want to learn so that I could be a practitioner. I just wanted to know what I was allowing someone else to do to me in a vulnerable space. And he said, no, he wouldn't teach me. In fact, he said his specific words were that he wouldn't teach a black person, let alone a woman. And I understood the woman part. I didn't understand the black person part. But again, if we go back to it's none of my business, it ain't none of my business. I don't care enough. So I never let it affect me, aside from taking it as a challenge to actually now learn tattoo. And again, I feel like that was supposed to happen. All of those transitions were supposed to happen to get me to take something like tattoo so serious, to help other people and guide them through their same darkness and turn their darkness to light. Tattoo isn't for everybody, but the message, the transformation, those things are for everybody. Like, there's something in tattoo and in that lesson or in those lessons of tattoo and people coming to the table that everybody can take something from that table, even if they're not getting tattooed. So that's my story of how I actually came to tattoo. It was dark, and then there was a challenge, and then I ended up as the second black female tattoo artist in the U.S. because why not? The end.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it because you've done a tremendous job of really taking your pain and putting it into purpose and profit, right? And so I love that because so many people don't do that. And I'm a high advocate of that because that's what I've been able to do. And I really try to undergird and share with people that they need to do that too. So I love that. I love it. And the next question I want, you're welcome, want to ask you is kind of like a fill in the blank question. So I want you to fill in the blank. It goes like this. Dr. Stevie, we cannot leave the conversation today without everyone knowing, and then fill in the blank.
Okay. Wait, I got to repeat the whole thing or just fill in the blank?
However you feel.
Okay, so Dr. Stevie, we cannot leave this conversation without us knowing that your vulnerability is your power, that you should lead with your heart and let logic follow. It is completely okay to lead from a vulnerable space. You'll probably end up finding your creative purpose from that space.
Wow. Wow. Yes, your vulnerability is your power. That is so, without sound like a cliche, that is so powerful. That is so powerful.
Thank you.
Because we have to go into places that are not always the prettiest. And, what you were saying about being a cutter a few moments ago, I don't know that everybody knows what that is, but I definitely pray that people will definitely go and look that up, because we never know who's doing that, and we don't know why they're doing that. And it's something in which, I would love for you to give just a little bit of understanding to that, so people can be educated in this moment and they can do further research later. But can you tell us more about what that is?
Yeah, sure. Sorry, guys. I actually glossed over it for the fear of actually triggering other people and, re-triggering myself. But cutting is a part of self-harming. It is a part of mental illness, or not wellness, as I say. I don't think you're actually sick. I think you usually have a lot of built-up energy, things that you don't understand. But when you come to cutting, it is a part of implosion that happens where you feel guilty for doing something or not doing something, not having achieved something, and you feel like there's some punishment that should be had, which usually the punishment results in something physical. A lot of cutters come from backgrounds of people or backgrounds where, you got beat if you didn't get straight A's. Hi, that's me. Overachieving backgrounds, places where they have to still try and process what they're feeling inside and figure out a way to release it. And if we don't have those healthy tools and you don't know what to do with those feelings, you implode and you feel like that release should come upon you, literally upon you. So that's the gist of cutting. It does go a lot deeper, but the most of it is literally having feelings inside you don't understand, you implode, and you literally feel like that punishment should come upon you and you should be able to feel it to release. That's what cutting is. And then tattoo is the beautiful part of cutting. So.
Thank you for your vulnerability and your sharing. That, I believe that that's going to bless some people, because the fact that you were able to really come and speak about that and share with us, I think a lot of times people don't do that, and I just want to celebrate you in that moment. And so in the tattooing, it's funny because I am a fan of Ratchet TV, so I do.
Oh, Lord.
You know where I'm going. I did watch a particular show that comes on about tattooing and the world around it. So I had to say that to make you laugh, because I think that is my gist of knowing about the tattooing shop. So I'm going to just put it there. And that's, one of the girls, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say it's an interesting take. I'll say that on tattoo life, and it's so far from what actually happens in most studios. So yeah. Yes. And those of y'all who know me listening out here, y'all know the show because y'all are my people. But the thing is, one of the girls did go to A&T, so North Carolina A&T State University. So I had to. That's why I started watching the show, just to support her. And so that's how I got inside of it. Just became very good. She used to be engaged to one of the main people on the show years ago. But but yeah. So what I want to do now is to make sure we have your contact information, because I definitely want people to reach out to you, and please tell them how they can stay connected to you. Oh wait, that's my part, huh? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm extremely goofy. I'm extremely goofy. But
we love it.
So actually, you can find me online anywhere. My name is actually, it goes against the grain of what is supposed to be great for finding people for branding, and it is hard to pronounce. But it's I Puke Kawaii, which means I puke cuteness. So anywhere you find a social media platform, I'm going to be there under the name I Puke Kawaii if I am there. I Puke Kawaii is spelled IPUKE Kawai, and it's like Kawaii, like Hawaii Kawaii. So if you need like some direct connection there, then that's it. Other than that, you can actually look me up and Google me by my actual name, Imani K Brown, IMANI, middle initial K. Don't forget the K. It stands for creativity and last name Brown. So either which way, those are the ways you can find me.
I love this. Yes, yes, yes. So it has been my pleasure to have you, Imani. You are amazing, and I am all about helping people to rock their it factor. You definitely, I told you before, are a straight-up it factor rocker. And so
I love you, Dr. Stevie. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. I'm super proud of who you are, and I'm super proud of the way that you're taking this tattooing and creativity and coaching and all this brilliance to the next level, because we need people who don't blend in. And if anybody has been in the room with you, they can tell that you don't blend in, don't want to blend in, don't know nothing about blending in, child.
The loudest introvert in the room.
And it's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. So thank you for being here. Thank you for all of your support of what we're doing here on the Conversation with Stevie and beyond. So I had to say that. And y'all go and look at her pictures, because you'll see what I mean. I can't translate it on this audio child, but what we're going to do is to send you over to all the places that Imani just shared so that you can get connected. If you want to know how to connect with me, well, child, you just need to know how to spell my first name correctly, Stevii, and that will send you to workwithstevie.com. Again, workwithstevie.com. I'm going to end this like I end everything I do, literally the same way. And I will say, make it a great day. Don't have a great day. Make it a great day. Why? Because you, and yes, you too have the power to do so. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.